On a sawmill floor, a worker edges too close to a roaring log debarker. In an instant, the rollers pull at her clothing, dragging her toward the spinning drum. The log debarker is built for one thing: stripping bark from massive timber. Its yellow drum spins endlessly, pulling each log with brutal force, shaving it bare. Nearby, a worker arranges timber by hand, stepping into the danger zone with no barrier, no guard, and no physical shield between her and the drum. A routine adjustment seems harmless, but this machine is built to seize, grip, and hold with no regard for human presence. She leans in closer, trying to position a log just right. That's when her shirt brushes the roller. The rotation is instant, relentless. She's yanked upward, feet flailing as the machine takes control. In moments, she is suspended, proof that even a second of contact is enough to erase any chance of escape. Never ever lean toward a live roller or drum without guards, shutoffs, or lockout procedures. Machines like this don't give warnings. Once they catch, there is no release until the cycle ends. At the edge of a channel, a parked truck begins to move on its own. The driver scrambles, but momentum builds faster than he can react. The yellow truck sits idle by the water, engine still running, hoses coiled on the ground. To anyone passing by, it looks routine, but one critical step has been skipped: the handbrake. Without it, the truck is not parked at all, but waiting to roll. The incline beneath its wheels only adds to the danger, unseen until the vehicle shifts. The truck lurches forward. The driver realizes instantly, rushing ahead to intercept, climbing desperately toward the cab. But steel outweighs flesh every time. The truck presses him toward a wall, a collision of unstoppable momentum against hard concrete. The seconds between mistake and impact are almost non-existent. Never, ever leave a heavy vehicle unsecured. A locked handbrake, chocked wheels, and full shutdown turn it from a runaway hazard into a stable machine. High above the floor, a worker balances on a rounded pipe. One misstep, and the void below awaits. A crew works inside an industrial gallery, steel valves hissing, catwalks crisscrossing the space. One worker chooses the shortcut, walking directly along a rounded pipe. It isn't a walkway. No railings, no harness, no lifeline. Below him lies an open shaft and machinery, all ready to claim the fall. His balance is the only barrier between him and the drop. His boot slips. Steel against steel provides no traction. In an instant, he topples sideways, crashing against a platform edge before vanishing into the shaft. There are no nets, no ropes, nothing to break the fall. Never, ever use pipes as walkways. Elevated work requires scaffolds, ladders, or platforms built for human weight. Harnesses and lifelines are not optional. They're survival gear. A worker adjusts material near a hydraulic press. The machine cycles, and in seconds, his hand is trapped. Inside the production hall, the press towers over the workspace. It's designed for molding under immense force, cycling down with crushing pressure. But here, there are no interlocks, no barriers. The operator feeds material by hand, standing inches from the zone designed to close. As he adjusts the sheet, his hand moves too far forward. The press engages automatically, driving down on the trapped limb. A coworker rushes over, but it's too late. The machine has already completed its motion. Never ever reach into an active press. Without lockout, tag out, or guarding, a hydraulic machine becomes a trap, unaware of human presence, programmed only to close. On a quiet night shift, a lone worker pulls a rack stacked with tall glass sheets. Within seconds, the load topples like a collapsing wall. Glass panels are stored vertically, held in wheeled racks. Dozens stand side by side, each weighing hundreds of pounds. But these racks have no stabilizers, no restraints. The worker grips one rack, muscles straining to drag it across the floor. The base tilts. Momentum takes over. The entire wall of glass leans forward, then collapses. The combined weight of panels and steel frame crashes in a wave too heavy to resist. Never, ever move stacked glass without stabilizers or mechanical assistance. Human strength is meaningless against tons of shifting material. An excavator swings overhead, dropping heavy loads into a dump truck. But inside the truck bed stands a worker, directly beneath the falling debris. The truck is half full, the excavator nearby scooping and swinging more soil. No signalman, no clearance. The worker stays in the container, trying to spread material by hand. Another scoop is released. Soil and rubble bury the worker in seconds, engulfing him in a load meant for steel, not people. Never ever remain inside a truck bed while loading. Buckets deliver tons of earth. Anyone below is invisible and at immediate risk. Workers feed long steel rods into a rebar straightening machine. The rotating drum suddenly kicks a rod back like a spear. The machine spins with torque, pulling rods through. The workers guide the steel with bare hands, leaning close for precision. In a flash, a rod whips backward, striking one worker and throwing him to the ground. The force is shocking, the danger unmistakable. Never, ever feed rebar into rotating machinery by hand. Use guards, guide channels, and safe distances. Steel can recoil faster than human reflexes. In a small workshop, a saw blade launches a board back at the operator with explosive force. Focused on cutting, the operator feeds a wide board toward the spinning blade. No anti-kickback device, no push stick, just bare hands. The board kicks back, slamming into his torso. His reflexes barely save him. Kickback is one of woodworking's deadliest hazards. Guards, push sticks, and anti-kickback devices are the only protection. Hands alone aren't enough. A worker bends to plug in equipment. Suddenly, a heavy fan tips forward, turning into a falling steel hazard. Plastic bins line the room, but along the wall sit massive ventilation fans, resting unsecured on uneven ground. The worker focuses on connecting a plug, unaware of the weight looming behind. When the fan powers on, its shift forward is rapid. With no anchor, it crashes down, its frame pinning the worker before she can react. Never, ever leave heavy machinery unsecured. Once weight shifts, it moves with unstoppable momentum. On a skeletal construction site, workers balance on narrow walls to move planks. One slip and the drop below is unforgiving. Without scaffolds or guardrails, they walk on unfinished walls barely a foot wide, carrying planks back and forth. As two coordinate a lift, one loses footing. His boots slide and he falls between the walls, proof that balance alone can't protect at height. Never, ever use narrow walls as walkways. Scaffolds, guardrails, and harnesses exist because walls aren't designed to bear human risk. Always use proper fall protection. Improvised shortcuts turn half-built walls into death traps. Don't forget to share what you learned today in the comments. Your insight could save a life. Take care.